and hello everybody. Something a little bit different here. I will talk about cetacean and the content of the newly established marine protected area in Santa Monica Bay. And this is basically a summary of two recently published papers. One is a commentary explaining why cetacean and MPA should go hand in hand. And another one highlights the diversity of cetacean in my study area in Santa Monica Bay, in and outside the boundaries of the marine protected area. As probably all of you already know, cetaceans are iconic species. We refer to them as umbrella and keystone animals. Are keystone because the disappearance of this animal can lead to the disappearance of other species, and are umbrella species because protection action aimed to protect these species can have effect of other marine creatures as well as the ecosystem itself. And fortunately, in recent years, the importance of this animal as a charismatic megafauna iconic species is better recognized. There are more monitoring studies lately that help in the identification of protected area for cetaceans. They also have helped the creation of expansion of some MPA. In some cases, MPAs have helped the cetacean protection, the species they feed upon, and also their habitat. And I will let Sarah Sikik, she's the next speaker, to explain a little bit better what MPAs and the Marine Life Protection Act are about, especially here in California. So, creating MPAs for cetacean is now an easy process and involves a variety of stakeholders. But MPAs for cetacean, if correctly enforced and implemented, can be a really good tool for the protection of this animal. But one important thing, especially here in California, is to define what are critical habitats for cetacean. And for critical habitats, I don't mean only the areas where these animals feed and play or reproduce, but this definition should be extended to areas, for instance, like transit corridors for bottlenose dolphins that have been completely neglected in talking about MPA. Now, because critical habitats at sea are fixed as critical habitats on land, just think about foraging areas for cetacean that depend on oceanographic features, we need a better understanding, fine-grained understanding of the study area. And we need a more flexible definition of MPAs. There is something that we really need to start thinking now. And we can obtain a better understanding of a study area through ongoing research and monitoring, and also the use of an ecosystem-based management approach that somebody already mentioned earlier. Now, all this discussion is really good on paper, but then when we go to see what we've done, practically we have a lot of problems with MPAs for cetacean worldwide. And many of these MPAs still lack ongoing research and monitoring effort to define these critical habitats. Even the MPAs for cetacean, they have defined this critical habitat, lack either policy recommendation, an ecosystem-based management approach, or a way to protect better these animals. Another problem is the cetacean has been often overlooked or dismissed in the creation of MPA, and I will give you a bit of an example here in Southern California. And the rationale for this spans from the fact that these animals are always considered wide-ranging animals. MPAs are never big enough to protect them, and conflict of interest among different stakeholders. But MPAs, at times, even when they are small, because they can represent critical habitats, that include fine-scale monitoring can be really important. And I will give you an example with Santa Monica Bay. This is my study area. I study cetacean here for 15 years. And it's an area, like other in Southern California, where different marine protected area has been established, especially in coastal areas. This is particularly important. And here are 4 of the coastal MPA. They have different name, like State Marine Reserve and so on. They are, as you can see, positioned in pretty strategic positions. So they are above part of the submarine, some of the submarine canyons in Santa Monica Bay, and then they cover part of the escarpment. Now, Santa Monica Bay has a high diversity of cetacean, including endangered and threatened species like gray whale. This picture was taken just on that Point Dume reserve. You have blue whales. They, in the last years, are feeding in the Point Dume area and also inside Santa Monica Bay. We had a sighting of Feewine recently. And the marine protected area, as you can see, cover a small part of where we find these animals. Also, submarine canyons here are very important for species like common dolphins that we find very often in the area. Then we have bottlenose dolphins. Bottlenose dolphin, as you probably already know, move from Baja to Northern California. We have a coastal population that move really close to shore, so they are exposed to all kinds of contaminants that they tend to bioaccumulate. But transit corridors, once again, have been neglected until now, at least in these areas, as a part of MPA or MPA network. And bottlenose dolphins, I talked about this yesterday already, are a very important species indicator. In the last year, we find more skin diseases and presence of pathogens in this animal. I mentioned this yesterday. And this is very important also to raise awareness for the public, because this can have implication also for human health. And Francis Alancho explained some of this issue with pinnipeds. Now, I will talk very briefly about data collection on cetacean and what type of data we need to collect to give policy recommendation for MPAs, even here in Southern California. So obviously we need to have a baseline of information, especially if an area we don't know anything about cetacean, from their distribution, occurrence, abundance, seasonal frequency. We want to have information about their behavior. We want to know exactly what they are doing in this area. For instance, is this critical foraging hotspot for this animal? We want to make more correlations with bathymetric feature, all kinds of environmental parameters, and also have information and correlate the information to human impact, the type of human impact and the intensity. This is something that we're trying to do right now in Santa Monica Bay. How do we achieve that? I think other speakers already mentioned some of the tools that we have available with the great technology that we have now. We have from satellite telemetry, mark per captor, use spatial habitat modeling, and Daniel knows way more than me about this, can be a very important tool to use for marine protected area and also for the expansion of marine protected area. Right now we have many marine protected area, they are stem size are so small that they don't really help to protect anything. So using all these tools and studying this animal can help to keep the definition of this marine protected area more flexible. Data on cetacean, they are well collected, can also help in and outside the boundaries of MPA and along corridors, can help to give us accurate level of protection for this animal, and also divide different zones where this animal can be more protected, like if we have, I know you're looking at me, foraging area and breeding area and so on. So data citation can help to really define this area. Once again, especially here in California, in Southern California, it's important that we start thinking about network of MPA and how we can connect all these small MPA and make them more meaningful. And I think this presentation, and I'm concluding here, is not only to explain the importance to monitor cetacean inside and outside MPAs and also in other areas, and to define this critical habitat for this animal, but it's also a call for all of you to be more involved for as much as you can in the MPA process, because we really need more cetologists involved if we want to have in the future marine protected area for cetaceans as well in this area. Thank you.